what's important is it has the best architecture for scaling with hardware. And even if the votes go 10x, it will still take like maybe 20% of total SVM capacity, right? But people don't get that. They think that, oh, Solana can only show people that they have like 3000 TPS because they have to include the votes, but those votes should be internal anyway. They're not real. And it's true. Like, it doesn't matter how many votes you have. Like, what they're trying to do is they're trying to tell people that SVM is so good, it has those votes and it doesn't matter. But people don't get that. What they should be saying is that it's not about the votes, it's about an SVM paradigm running things in parallel, and votes are there because it's just irrelevant that they're there. May as well, like, whether you see them or not, it doesn't change anything for the chain. So they don't generate that much traffic anyway, like those votes. And so, yeah.
They're 2,000 compute units each, so it still adds up for 4 million per block per slot. But it's a separate thread, so 2 separate threads.
Yeah, and of course there is some.
And the reason there are 2 is to have a backup.
Well, I think it's just because you can have 2 different nodes talking to a leader and voting.
Is one vote going twice per thread?
No. You can have multiple data streams coming into a leader, and those dual thread vote handling like channels, they just go a little bit faster. They don't get blocked. Like, if one is blocked, then it will like go to the next one. Yeah, but like the network itself, the bits on the wire is what makes the chain sometimes slower, not the SVM really. And that happens because of the mispricing of or allowing of underpriced transactions to enter the stack. And so once they fix the ability to...
Was there any impact on votes on Solana mainnet beta after Solsan at all?
I haven't seen it, to be honest. I haven't seen it because, like, I have to look at it deeper, but we definitely did see 200 TPS reduction. That's what Daniel just said, that they saw like 900 and then it became 700.
Well, we were down at 500 for some days.
Yeah, that's when some validators started to spam the network. It basically started blocking on the wire. And so, like, technically having stuff blocked on the wire is a good thing because you can actually say that, look, we actually can somehow like work still, but it's exposing a bigger issue of allowing the arbitrage takers to get into the network and basically like rape it with junk traffic. And so this is probably like the weakest point or the weakest link within Solana. And the other thing that's different from Ethereum, so Ethereum's GUI, the base fees, they're global, they're consensus driven, like the whole network. Like, you cannot have some node on Ethereum to accept low GUI transaction. It has to match. The consensus will reject it. So in Solana, there's no such thing. Like, even if somebody has a validator that is forcing higher fees, there will be another validator that won't be forcing higher fees, and it will let other people to run transactions cheaper. And so this is a difficult problem to solve, and yet the chain actually will have higher quality performance should there be a global fee market for the network stack, because the network stack is global, right? It's not like the network can survive if like 10% of the nodes are too slow or fast or faster. So it's a global issue and it needs to be solved with a global parameter.
But then you're at risk of losing low fee narrative. And even if you open up to 24 threads, at some point the traffic's going to be so high, so it's going to raise the fees.
Well, the traffic is too high even with 4 threads, not like right now. So it's not an issue of opening up the threads. It's an issue of having a node accept low cost transactions. and have economic opportunity on the other side for them to be encouraged to do so.
Yeah.
So all we need to do is not encourage them to do so. And there's like simple way to do this and more complex way to do this. So more complex way to do this is like EIP 1559, which will reject low price transactions on the consensus layer. But the simple way to do it on Solana would be basically say that if you're filling up a block and your transactions are underpriced actually, then you should be rejected immediately. Like you shouldn't be hanging around with like low cost transactions and just like take space. And so if you're a bad actor and you're spamming the chain,
Instead of being kept there for 150 slots or...
basically, yeah. So there's no rejection mechanism because there's no look ahead in terms of like understanding how much space everything will take.
You can send a underpriced transaction or zero price transaction. It will still hang around there trying to get in for 150 slots before getting rejected.
Right.
Have been rejected much quicker than that.
Yeah, like the faster rejection could be an easy fix. A little bit higher base fee that's not necessarily just based on the signatures. I mean, like, but even if it was just based on the signatures themselves, so like they charge 5,000 Lamports per signature, or maybe it's micro Lamports, I forget. But anyway, if you just like raise that, it will make it a little bit less viable for the spammers to spam the network.
So give me the moonshot TPS score when we have 100 nodes on Solana. What do you think we'll achieve?
Well, if we have no spam, I don't see why it should be like lower than like, let's say 50,000 TPS.
Is that a promise?